What is going on, gents? It's RPM here, coming at you with another episode of Hockey Mask Time. Now, I'm pretty sure that I covered this article when it first broke back in 2018. However, with my old YouTube channel being completely nuked, let's go ahead and revisit that article with this update. Now, this update was sent to me by Lex Luthor, and it was published on the 9th of January. Teen gets $65 years. $65 years for killing classmate who was pregnant with his child. A former high school football player who admitted to fatally stabbing a classmate because she was 6 months pregnant with his child has been sentenced to 65 years in prison. No woman has ever served a day in jail for getting an abortion, for outright abandoning their child. Brooke Schuyler did not serve any time after she had her child, then murdered it and buried it in the backyard. She is free to this day. Casey Anthony, who murdered her daughter, is walking free. Did not serve any time in jail. Yet this kid is being sentenced to 65 fucking years. Why do we men accept this? I'm going to give my two reasons later. Aaron Trejo, 18, was sentenced in an Indiana courtroom on Tuesday for the 2018 killing of 17-year-old Brianna Rusling in an alley behind her Mishawaka house. He pleaded guilty to murder and feticide in October. Feticide, the killing of a child. As I stated before, not one woman who had an abortion ever got charged with feticide. And yet you have these people talking about they can absolutely murder a child up to the day it's born. And people were cheering this on. Yeah. Rusling's mother, speaking to WNDU following the sentence, likened her family's suffering to a nightmare she lives every day. All I just want to say is I'm glad that we got justice for Bree, but no amount of time will ever replace what he took from me. Melissa Wallace told the South Bend station. Wait a minute. Wallace Rusling. Trejo, who was 16 at the time of Rusling's murder, told investigators he plotted to kill the cheerleader and manager of the Mishawaka High School football team because she didn't tell him she was pregnant until she until she was too far along to get an abortion. Yeah. What does this sound like? Sounds like she was going to use that baby to force him into potentially an NFL draft. High school football player. Oh, if he has a kid, I'm going to force him to potentially go to college. Or if he does go to college and potentially gets drafted by the NFL, I now have a way to control him to say, yes, now you're going to be essentially my wage slave for the next 18 to 21 years. Rae Carruth, anyone? Yeah. Trejo said he was armed with a knife from his kitchen and asked Ruth Schlang to meet him behind her house on the night of December 9th, 2018. Once there, he strangled and stabbed her in her heart and then disposed of her body in a nearby restaurant's dumpster with a garbage bag covering her head, according to a criminal indictment. Trejo initially denied knowing what happened to Ruth Schlang when Wallace confronted him about her daughter's whereabouts, but then confessed to killing under police questioning. I took action. Trejo was quoted as telling a detective, I took her life. St. Joseph County Superior Court Judge Elizabeth Hurley, who handed down Trejo's sentence, said the teen will likely serve 75% of his sentence, meaning he will be around 67 years old when released. Why do we men continue to allow things like this to happen in this society? I'm going to give my 2 reasons. Sex, money. Those are the 2 reasons why men of today refuse to stand up against these women and this completely corrupt system. Men are afraid of standing against women because they believe they will not get sex. And since women are the majority of consumers, men refuse to stand against women because they're afraid that their pockets are going to get hit. Yeah. Now, who created Aaron Trejo? Who created Rae Carruth? Now, I'm going to talk about Hammerhand and a video that I saw from him yesterday called Hammerhand Ops for Prison. Who created Hammerhand? The system by way of women. Yeah. Yep. This absolutely corrupt system created Rae Carruth, Aaron Trejo, Hammerhand, and all the men out there who have women, who have children, who are holding them hostage. I've always said this, and I'm going to triple down on what I'm about to say. Women and the system use children as living hostages. These women do not love their children. These children are nothing more than a living meat shield. However, I maintain my thoughts on this. I have absolutely no problem with any man who decides to put the mask on because of a woman using that man's child to hold him hostage. I have 0 problems with it. None. And, as I previously stated, the Brooke Schuyler verdict killed all compassion that I would have for any woman who gets murdered because of her using a child as a weapon against its father. No compassion whatsoever. Yeah. So keep Hammerhand in your thoughts. However, I did previously mention in an old video of mine two ways to actually force the system to change that men can do. First, stop having kids. Starve the system, which a lot of men are saying, yeah, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to have my child used as a fucking weapon against me. 18 to 21 years attached to a woman that I don't like? Yeah, no thanks. Starve the system. Option 1. Option 2 is what Hammerhand's planning on doing. Gorging the system until it bursts. Yeah. Now let me explain that. If all the men who are trapped with alimony and child support hanging over their head says, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I refuse to pay. I'm turning myself in. What do you think's going to happen? We already know that the prison system is already filled to capacity. It's already ready to burst at the seams. Now, those men, they quit their jobs. So those jobs need to be filled. With the prison systems being filled, yeah, that's going to send a massive message. The women, they're not going to get their quote unquote blood money. Neither will the system. That right there will force it to change. However, as I previously stated, men refuse to unite. This is one movement in which men must unite to destroy this damn corrupt family court system. So many men in Hollywood are going through the same thing. Parental alienation. Brad Pitt, anyone. You would think men like that would finally say, you know what? I've had enough. Let's get more men united and let's fight this damn beast called the family court together. But nope. No. We men refuse to stand together and unite. Why? Because of the two reasons that I previously talked about. Sex, money. Yeah. But read the article. Let me know what you guys think. Keep Hammerhand and men like him in your thoughts. Reach out. Just give some encouraging words, because men, we're all we have in this world. We're all we have. Women will unite under any and all banners. That's why they keep their foot on our necks, because women will absolutely unite even when they know that the woman that they're uniting for is completely wrong. Hell, if you guys have been following that rape case over in Cyprus, that girl got no time and feminists were still outraged. They know she was wrong with that false rape accusation, but yet and still, they still united. Gentlemen, one day we're going to have to unite. And it doesn't matter the race or anything. We all men are under attack. And yet we still want to try to compete against each other for what? For what? Some used up vagina? Listen. If every single man in America was to marry a woman, there would still be women left over. Who are the biggest feminists? These old post-wall hags who have fucked it up for the younger generation of women. So, gentlemen, what is it going to take for us to finally push back? For us to finally say no more? Well, I'll tell you what it's going to take. It's going to take the power going out. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take the collapse. And far as I'm concerned, it won't happen soon enough. But on that note, ladies, you better understand this. Because trust me, when the power goes out, feminism will go out right along with it. And trust and believe there will be a massive amount of men who put the mask on at that point. That's all I got to say for this one. RPM, I am out.
Murder on my mind, yeah. Losing all my hope, yeah. I'ma do the crime, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill.